Jimmie J. Lee vanished in the early morning hours of July 8th. Though his body has not yet been recovered, Sheldon Timothy Herrington Jr. has been charged with Lee's murder. Hey, everybody, and welcome to the True Crime Squad. This is Katie Weaver. I'm here with my sister, co-host, and partner in crime, Kristi Brower. Hello.
Hello. Hey, everybody.
How's it going?
It's going, it's going pretty well, really. Just living life and buying too many crystals from Highland Crystals on TikTok. If you're looking for something to become addicted to, please go find Highland Crystals on TikTok. However, if you don't want to be addicted to something, don't go find Highland Crystals on TikTok.
You cannot stop watching, and
You
occasionally
can't.
you just have to make an order for yourself just to see what you get. Yeah, I
Right.
know.
Yeah.
I know.
And just watch lots and lots of other people's scoops get pulled because it's so fun.
It is. Also,
Also,
the hosts
insane.
are adorable.
They
They are
are.
adorable and funny, and it's
They
just all
are.
fun.
It
Yeah.
is. They're all very sweet. And yeah, the chat gets very interesting because there are
Mhm.
a rabid group of crystal lovers who are there to defend the hosts
Mhm.
at any turn. It's
Uh-huh.
pretty cool.
Yeah, the whole thing's pretty wild, for real.
Mhm.
Mhm. It's almost as interesting as my local Facebook page for the town that I live in that provides never-ending entertainment in the ways of people tattling on each other, telling each other off, preaching to each other, and so on and so forth. It's funny
Yes,
as hell.
it is.
However, my new addiction, I'm with you. I'm watching Highland Gems every day. Yeah,
Well, I mean, when you watch the other Facebook group, there's no crystals involved. So
right. And
is
if
it
there is,
even
someone's
real?
probably being told they're going to hell or something. So,
Probably, probably. Mhm.
you know how it is.
I do.
Well, it's Wednesday. So this is our
Yes, it
last big
is.
episode for the week, but we'll be back tonight for case updates. There's a
Mhm.
lot happening, and then we'll be back tomorrow night, Thursday night, for the last psychic hour that will be free and open to the public, and then it's going
Yeah.
behind a paywall. We'll tell you all about it tomorrow night so that you know how to find it and what to do and whatnot. But this is good. Lots of good changes going on around here, and this is our last big one.
Yes, it is. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a biggie.
It is. So we'll see. Yeah, we'll give you all the deets. But before that, we have a great episode for you already today. So, Kristi, I'm going to turn the mic over to you for a DNA for the win.
Yes. All right. So, we love DNA for the win, because DNA is solving the hell out of cold cases.
Mm-hmm.
And another has come forward. So in 1981, there were some rapes and murders that were committed by Billy Mansfield Jr., who you've probably heard of. He is a serial killer who is in prison now. And one of his unidentified victims has just been identified because of, you know it, DNA.
Mm-hmm.
So this is, sorry, why can't, oh, Theresa Caroline Fillingim. And she was actually discovered, her body was discovered in April of 1981 at the home of Billy Mansfield. There were
Oh,
4 bodies discovered there. 2 of them were immediately identified, and 2 were not. One is still unidentified now. But we
oh.
do know that Fillingim is one of them. She was
Mm-hmm.
reported missing by her sister on May 16th of 1980, and she was
Okay.
almost 17.
Oh.
her remains have been sent to many labs over the years
Mhm.
trying to find some way to connect her DNA up somewhere to find out who she was.
Yeah.
They've tried the national databases, no go on that. They've tried the genealogical stuff, no go. But then here's what they did. At Parabon, they have something called snapshot DNA phenotyping. That's what they use to get a physical description of the
Sure.
person,
Yeah.
and that narrowed it down to the point that her sister who reported her missing, reached out because of, her physical description
Okay.
was similar to her sister,
But her
and
sister's DNA had never been put into the system, huh?
no, it hadn't, but once the sister, felt like, "Oh, this could be my sister,"
Uh-huh.
they she gave a DNA sample and yep,
Sure, okay.
matched it, so
Oh,
finally brought her home to her family. Um, you
well,
know
good.
Yeah, yeah, her sister is still living, a sister and a brother are still living, and they're very grateful that they have, at least know what happened to her and can bring her home.
Mhm.
Both of her parents have passed, died not knowing what had happened to her,
Oh,
but, her sister is very grateful that they can, cremate her and have her ashes, and just
yeah.
have at least some awareness.
Mhm.
The sister said, "It gives me peace because I know I didn't lose her," she said, that she was taken.
Yeah.
Interesting interesting way of looking at it, but it's true.
Yeah.
It's not like she didn't run away,
Yeah.
you know? Somebody
Yeah.
took her. So, I always think that's good news. At least there's at
Yeah.
least some answers for family.
And
There
good on
is
Parabon yet again, my
Yeah,
gosh. Wow.
they've still got one more victim of Billy Mansfield that is not identified.
Something
So,
tells me
yeah,
they'll get there.
they will. I think so. So, good news.
Very good news.
And I am going to kick the mic back to you for our main case.
Okay. So we're talking about the disappearance and alleged murder of Jay Lee. Now, I first need to open this segment with an apology because I first covered this case exactly 2 weeks ago, 2 Wednesdays ago, on case updates, and I
Mhm.
misgendered Jay, and I apologize for that. Um, it's been confusing, and I did a little homework. And discovered that Jay is a gay man who does drag. And so, but a
Oh, okay.
lot of his pictures online and general appearance is very female. I thought Jay was trans and assumed his pronouns were she, her. They are
Mhm.
not. His pronouns are he, him, but he does drag. So that
There we go.
I
Okay,
hope
'cause
that
yeah,
clears that
no.
up. It's been very confusing.
Mhm.
And I think everyone's tried to, not misgender or not be inappropriate, but God, this was a hard one. So anyway, I just wanted to clear that up and apologize for my mistake. So here we are. So I want to back up to Jay's initial disappearance, and then
Mhm.
we'll work forward. So Jay went missing on July 8th.
Mhm.
On July 8th, Jay went missing at 5:58 in the morning. He left Campus Walk Apartments in Oxford, Mississippi, got in his car, and drove away. And that was all that was known until they discovered 3 days later that his car had been impounded at another apartment complex. All of these apartment complexes are connected to Ole Miss. They
Oh, okay.
He was a University of Mississippi student. Actually, he just graduated with his
Oh.
bachelor's. This kid was 20 and just graduated with his bachelor's and
Oh,
was getting
wow.
ready to enter a master's program.
Wow.
Yeah. But in finishing up his project, one of the things he was doing was He was in Health and Human Services, and one of the his projects that he had done and was continuing to work on were baby formula drives to make
Oh,
sure that low-income families were finding a way to get baby formula, in the
mhm.
midst of all the baby formula shortages.
Right.
And he had a baby formula drive scheduled that day.
Oh.
So friends and family showed up to help him out, and he did not.
Oh, yeah, that would
And
be very concerning.
very concerning. They knew at that point, that was very alarming to his friends and family because they knew that was all wrong. And
Mhm.
so they, uh, eventually called the police, and the police, took a look, and this is what they learned. So that was where this all started. Now that was at 8:28 p.m. when they first reported him missing.
Okay.
So the last time he was seen on CCTV, of course, was 5:58 a.m. and at 8:28 p.m. he was reported missing. So there was quite a bit of time that passed there, between
Yeah,
those two.
12 hours.
Mhm.
Lots of things could have happened.
Then on July 11th, that's when his car was found after it had been towed from the Molly Bar Trail apartments. Again, apartments that are associated with the school. His
Mhm.
car did go to the state crime lab for testing and came back. They are still looking for his body. So I want to make that really clear because Jay has not been found. His body has not been found.
Right.
What I'm hearing from locals is that authorities are really looking at waterways and areas
Mm.
that his body could have been dumped,
Mhm.
and that there is an area there that is known to have alligators. And so there is some real worry about predation, but that
Oh,
there's
no.
but there's lots of searches happening for his body. So these are the things that we know, right? Well, then 2 days ago, an arrest was made on July 22nd. Well, 4 days ago, I guess.
Yeah.
Uh, Sheldon Timothy Herrington Jr., a kid from Grenada, Mississippi,
Mhm.
was also an Ole Miss student. He has been charged with murder. And the whole thing has just really, really shocked the community. The LGBTQ community on campus is very on edge.
Mhm.
There's a real question here about whether or not Timmy is also gay, or if he's not, if he's a part of that community or he isn't. I've tried really hard to learn that and can't learn that. So I don't know. I
Mhm.
don't know. That's
Oh,
something I think that
sure.
we'll learn over time, but it's some things to know about Timothy Harrington is also well known and beloved on campus and has an extremely bright future, has a very wealthy, well connected family. And locals are saying that they aren't really sure what to think about what's going to happen moving forward. They
Mhm.
instantly lawyered up with some very high powered attorneys, one of which is his uncle.
Oh,
So
okay.
here is a screenshot I grabbed from a local who said, and his parents are leading citizens in Grenada big time, preacher and principals at the schools. This is going to shock the town to the core for sure. This is the most shocking news. And he owns a real estate company, but they are big buddies with Benny Thompson. Benny Thompson, of course, is a United States Senator. So he
Mhm.
won't see jail time. Carlos Moore will be his attorney. Indeed, he is. Well, we'll explore that. And we'll make this into national news. Mark my words, this will get interesting real quick. And that's pretty much what's happening, except for
Mhm.
that Carlos Moore initially announced that he is one of the attorneys on this case, and then today made that quite unclear. So we're
Uh,
not sure if Carlos Moore is actually representing him or not. As of yesterday, he had two attorneys, Carlos Moore and one other very high powered attorney. And now it looks like maybe Moore is stepping back. Not sure.
well, the family connection might really be a conflict of interest.
Hmm.
But
Uh,
how, I mean, there's no body, so how did the
right.
police know to arrest and charge him with murder?
Well, we don't know.
Okay.
His arraignment is tomorrow.
Ah,
Today. It's on Wednesday. His arraignment
mhm,
is Wednesday afternoon, and of course, we're going to take a look at that. But I want to read something from the affidavit. Sheldon Timothy Herrington Jr., on or about the 8th of July 2022, did feloniously, willfully, and unlawfully, with deliberate design to effect the death of Jimmie Dale Lee III, a human being, kill Jimmie Dale Lee III. His
so
Jay's
th
sister did an interview with the news, and she said that authorities told them that Harrington confessed to something, but they couldn't tell her what that something was.
hmm,
She also said that authorities have absolutely no idea where the body is at this point.
but I mean, he must have confessed to murder. Either that or they've got a witness. I mean,
That's what a lot of people are speculating. I've spent a lot of time today in comment threads and groups and locals and stuff like that. And that
mhm,
is a big suspicion that there's more than one person involved here, and
mhm,
or that somebody did see something. But there's also talk that there was a subpoena for some records, for some cell phone records that may have
oh,
been a part of this. Um,
okay, hmm,
One interesting fact is that Harrington is a part owner, he's a team owner in a moving company
hmm,
and has a moving truck.
oh,
And mhm,
not good.
that's an interesting fact. We will learn a lot more today at the arraignment. Well, we'll
Yeah,
learn a little bit more today at the
some.
arraignment,
Yeah, there's not
probably.
gonna be a lot because the arrest warrant clearly doesn't have much in it either.
It doesn't. They're
They're
holding a
not
lot
giving
pretty
away
close to
much.
the cuff,
Mhm,
but a lot of experts, like legal minds that are talking in the news about this, are saying the same thing, and that's that they really don't believe that they would have arrested Harrington without a body unless they
mhm.
had some very solid proof.
Right, generally, um, that's yeah, they've gotta have
Mhm.
something pretty significant.
Especially because of who Harrington is,
Mhm, sounds
because
like it.
this is a well-known family in the area, and there's just a lot of speculation right now as to what they have. So anyway, we will definitely come back tonight and report on that in case updates. That's the best we have to
Right,
update this, but there's a
yeah,
lot more to come, obviously. But I really wanted to make sure we've talked about this case a couple of times, just not as a main case, but I wanted to really open it up as a main case now,
mhm,
for very good reason. Jay Lee was quite the bright light and
yeah,
was very beloved at his school. He ran for homecoming king this last year and nearly won. It was nearly a 50-50 split.
oh,
He
wow,
was absolutely adored by his classmates and his teachers. He was a hell of a
mhm,
kid. He was involved in student government. He was involved in their pride organization. He was continually doing work to benefit those that needed his help in his
sure,
community, things like the baby food or formula drive. His parents are saying that after his death, a bunch of packages started stacking up of things he'd ordered at his apartment, and eventually they had to go and claim those and
mhm,
open them. And it was a whole bunch of baby care items that he'd ordered out of his own pocket to donate
aw,
to try to make sure
yeah,
that less fortunate families had everything they needed to take care of their babies, which is
mhm,
so kind and sweet.
it
He was just that kind of a person.
yeah,
Um, Something I found really interesting, his TikTok is so
yeah,
sweet. Now, it's interesting because a lot of times in cases like this, the socials will go down pretty quick. His TikTok is still up, and some of the videos have been made private, but not all of them. There's a lot there. He has a
Mhm.
dog. He had a little white dog that he was so in love with, and so many of his videos are about this adorable dog. Uh, he didn't have his dog with him the morning he disappeared, though. She is safe.
Oh, good. Oh,
But he
though,
made a
I mean, what
video.
has gone wrong here that this has
Mhm.
happened to this
He
young
made a
man?
video back in January discussing a dream that he had had that a man tried to kill him.
Oh, wow.
And so I did screenshot or screen grab that video because I think it's interesting. I don't think I don't think that he knew this was going to happen or anything like that, but I do think it's interesting that he had the dream. Plus, I think the video is kind of a nice chance to get a look into who this boy was. So
Mhm.
I'm going to share that.
Okay, this is my third time recording this video. So anyways, you know how Mercury retrograde is in effect, right? That is the time period where things start happening, where people start coming back to your life, all that good stuff. So, last night I had a dream that I hooked up with an old sticky link that I haven't hooked up with since summer 2020. Random one time thing, done and done. Like, why would I have a random dream about this person? Okay, you got me. So in a dream, I agreed to hook up with him. We get there, there's another person there, which is weird because I don't do those type of things for other people. Somehow I decide to still do it, but then I change my mind and I try to leave, and this man decides to try to murder me. So after fighting for my life, blah, 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 I wake up. I go about my day. So during the middle of the day, I get a text from that fucking sneaky link. So I think nothing of it until now when I'm processing it all and I saw something on Twitter. It's also important to know that I did a love spell last night. Am I okay?
So there you go. Yeah.
Am I okay?
Am I okay? Pretty typical TikTok. But
Mhm.
yeah. Anyway, I just found that interesting. And
Yeah, it's just really sad.
yeah, and there's just a lot of unanswered questions right now. So,
Right, like, what happened? I mean,
and why? And what the hell is going on here? Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So, we're going to keep a close eye on this. We
Mm,
will definitely report back tonight on case updates after we see what happens with the arraignment today.
yeah.
And we'll just continue to watch this. But I feel like the prediction that I shared from one of the locals about this becoming a national circus in the courts due to who the uncle is apt to be true, and that this
Mhm.
is going to be a big deal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, gotta keep an eye on it then.
Yeah, most definitely. So, sending so much love to Jay's family. This is just
Definitely.
such a horrific time for them.
Mm,
And of course, now they're being told that he was murdered, but there's still no body. So there's
that's
just a
gotta
little
feel
complete
absolutely
lack of
horrific
closure here.
for
Yeah,
his
it's just,
family.
yeah, terrible. Yeah. So there you go. So, Kristi, I'm going to turn the mic back over to you. It sounds like you have quite the WTF news for us.
Oh, don't I? I've told some stories on this show before about how, like, be careful which friends you go traveling with. Well, I never thought to say, be careful which friends you go noodling with, but I'm going to say it today.
Oh,
And you know what noodling is, right? It's where you go trying to catch catfish and you stick your arm in the hole.
mm-hmm.
It looks like super dangerous and insane to me. However,
I can't
um,
fathom sticking my arm in the mouth of a catfish. First of all, I am not strong. And there's no
oh,
way the catfish would probably just swim away with my arm. I don't think
well,
I could do it.
people have been drowned doing it. It is not particularly
Yeah.
safe, but so Larry Sanders and his friend Jimmy Knighton went out to catch some catfish,
Hmm.
do some noodling,
Just
and
noodling
then,
around. Yeah.
yeah, then they got into a big fight. Larry claimed that while at the river, he discovered Jimmy intended to feed him to Sasquatch or Bigfoot.
Hmm.
Larry indicated Jimmie attempted to get away from him so that the Sasquatch could eat Larry. And Larry would not let Jimmie get away, to the point that Larry killed Jimmie.
Well, yikes.
Yeah. So apparently he hit him with a stick and choked him near the river
All
because he
'cause he
thought he was
summoned
going to
Bigfoot.
feed him to Sasquatch.
Well, a hard yikes.
As you do? I don't know. So, Larry
Odd.
came home and told his daughter what he'd done.
Mhm.
Daughter went to her mother, who immediately alerted the authorities, and
Well, are
they
they
went out.
divorced? Was this his ex-wife?
I believe it was, yeah. So investigators did find Jimmie Knighton's body in a wooded area.
Mhm.
After Larry had to draw him a map to find the body.
Oh,
I think maybe he thought Sasquatch would just eat Jimmie. No one would
maybe.
know. Apparently, they were old high school classmates who had kind of gotten friendly again lately. And also, Larry's daughter had been dating Jimmie's son. Awkward.
Oh, sorry
Um,
about what my dad did.
yeah, so the affidavit
Ooh.
from the courts, it's not clear if there was alcohol or something involved, but I'm
I mean, I'm gonna go on.
pretty
Yes,
sure there
but
was. But so Larry Sanders has now been charged with first-degree murder
oof,
of Jimmie Knighton because he thought he was going to feed him to Sasquatch.
I don't know if that's a defense in that state. We'll have to
I'm
find out.
pretty sure it isn't. In any state, I am.
That's legit. Yeah.
I have no idea. Never in any of this is there any statement that they actually saw Sasquatch.
Uh-huh.
This was
No.
all just sort of in case it happens.
In fact, Sasquatch tweeted that he wanted nothing to do with this.
Yes, I'm sure that he did.
Yeah.
And I'm very sorry for Jimmie Knighton and his family, and much love to them. And
Yeah.
Larry Sanders, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Whew. I don't even know what to say beyond what the fuck, dude.
Mhm. So I guess morals of the story, don't go noodling, really. I mean,
Yeah,
that's where it starts.
just don't go noodling, I think.
Don't go
Yeah.
noodling. And if you do go noodling, or if you don't be summoning Sasquatch because somebody might get really upset.
Right. Somebody might get homicidally upset.
I
I don't know.
guess.
I don't know
guess.
if Jimmie just thought he could outrun Larry, and so he was like, "Hey, I'm gonna take off running and let Sasquatch get you." I just I'm trying to make sense of the nonsensical here, friends.
Yeah,
That's what I'm trying to do. But
that is definitely what's happening here.
sadly, this ended in a very tragic way.
That is sad for sure.
Yeah.
Well, okay then. There you have it. Well, friends, we will be back tonight at 7 p.m. Mountain for case updates, and then we'll be back tomorrow night for the psychic hour at 7 p.m.
Mhm.
So join us. Also, keep an eye on Patreon. We have a brand new video up and another one on the way. So
Yes, we
lots of fun
do.
stuff happening over there.
Mhm.
We also this week cleared our 600th episode.
Yes, we did.
So,
What?
whew, yeah,
We've
we
been
have
wearing our
enjoyed.
running shoes and eating our Wheaties for a couple of years now.
We really have. We've enjoyed every second of it, and
Yes, we
are
have.
looking forward to so much more to come. But wow, that is quite the number.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Pretty
it is.
awesome. Yeah.
So
All
if you
right.
haven't watched them all, please feel free.
Right. It'll take a minute or
Yeah,
so.
yes, it
Yeah.
will.
Mm-hmm. It all started with the Dyatlov Pass incident,
Yes, it did.
and here we are.
And by the way, we attributed Dyatlov Pass to Sasquatch. So we've just come full circle.
We really have. Wonder who summoned him that night. Well, anyway.
Good question. Good question.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, like, share, subscribe if you will. We appreciate all of the support very much. And thanks for
Mhm.
being a part of the squad. This has been yet
Absolutely.
another production of the True Crime Squad. Take care.
Bye, everybody.